what we do is very straightforward and simple. It's two things. It's number one, give you a tool that lets you set up as many online stores as you want. But really what we do is the back-end second piece, which is we manage all that order data for you. So even when you do paper order forms, the challenge becomes, how do you handle change orders? Where does all that data go? Are you putting them into Excel spreadsheets eventually?
Oh, probably, yes. Probably.
Yeah,
because over the next couple of years, we'll probably track it, yeah.
Yeah, so you don't want to get it, you don't want to be in the Excel business. So we're going to show you that versus me telling you. So what you're effectively doing is building a very robust, we call it a data management, order data management system. And then you'll have access to all that order data, and we're going to show you how powerful that data is and what you can do with it. So we're going to begin with the end in mind, first by showing you what a typical store looks like, but really there's no such thing, because we do give you some creative license to design stores that, as much as you can, fit the look and feel that you're trying to achieve for the organization that you're setting up the store for. So Lee's going to start by showing you what some typical stores look like, and then specifically some of the unique features that you can enable inside each store.
And of course, each of these online stores, they can be customized based on the team or organization that you're serving. And I'll kind of talk over some of these features as we go through each, but you do have control over the layout of the stores. We give you a few different options for layout as well as color. And another capability that we give you is the option to group products into categories so that the store can be better organized. We'll click over into another store example here. Color customization, you do have control over the background, the product tiles, the text, so you can very thoroughly customize the colors for the store. And then with this last store, we'll go over a few other features. You do have the ability to assign requirements to products as well as recommendations. So for these products, they're set as recommended, which means if the customer tries to check out without the product, they'll receive a pop-up letting them know that they should add this product if they have not previously. So they'll receive a notification. The other level of that we have is mandatory, so that if a customer tries to check out without a product, then if it's mandatory, then they will be prompted to do so. They must add it to their cart. And then we do give you the ability to add products into a package format so you can group them together, and it definitely simplifies the shopping experience for the customer because they can simply go through product by product, selecting the size and color that they need, and also assigning the or inputting the personalization, such as name, number. You know, we also give you other custom options for personalization if you wanted to add any additional besides name and number. If you needed more specifically like name on left sleeve or name on back, you could actually name up to 8 different fields as well. We do have Facebook integration options. So the first option that we have is the ability for your customers to like and share the store. Okay, and we'll go back to the shop page. There's one more feature that we should touch on here, and that is the 3D spin feature.
You'll see more and more products that are in 3D render. We offer this as a free service to you. It's fun to play with, honestly. Lise, give it a spin.
That's pretty cool.
So what Lee's going to do next is show you a simple three-step process for setting up any online store.
Okay.
Yeah, and the first of those steps involves filling out the basic information. You do have the ability to select design. We give you a few design colors to start off with, but we can also add any colors that you need. We actually have that ability to customize each of the elements that you saw previously.
Okay.
So each store has 6 color components to it. If you have a team that has very specific color requirements in their logo, we would work with you to actually set up a template that is very specific to the team colors. And there's no limit to, they're all hex-based, so there's no limit to the color combinations you can create. Or if you want to do holiday stores.
And of course, you do have control over the branding for the store, so you can upload any banners or other images that would display inside of the store.
Okay.
You also have control over the dates for the store, so if you want the store to automatically open and close on certain dates, you can set it up that way. You can also have a store ongoing as well. Okay, and of course control over financials, sales tax, handling fees, any discounts, as well as coupon codes. Okay, as far as delivery, how would you normally ship your products?
We're going to share something with you at the end of this that you might want to
Okay.
consider.
Mhm.
It's
Okay.
a great option that we'll talk about in just about 5
Okay.
minutes.
Yeah, but we do give you various delivery options, however, such as shipping direct, where you can upcharge if the customer should choose that, and then bulk delivery as well as pickup, where you can offer multiple pickup locations. And towards the bottom here, as far as the Facebook options, the first option that we shared with you was the liking and sharing of the store by your customers. And then the second Facebook option that we have is to embed the store into a Facebook fan page to be live and shoppable. So go ahead and pull up an example of that here. And this is a real fan page. We've actually embedded her fan store as part of that page. So her fans can actually come in and they can shop directly in the online store. So the second phase of setting up a store would be, of course, adding the products. We give you a few different ways to add the products. It can, of course, be from scratch, but we encourage you to use the product library options. So yeah, the different product library options that we give you, the TO library is a good way for you to get started, where you can search any brand or SKU, and then you can proceed to add those products to your store. As far as the store library and the My Library, those are, as you're going, you're building into your own product library as well, where you can reuse products. Okay, so we'll click to add this product. And as soon as you do that, what it will give you the opportunity to do is modify the settings for the product and also update the images. And by update the images, I mean use the custom image editor to add the logo.
That makes it really easy.
And we'll click into a few different tabs here for adding a product. We do give you control over sizing, so you can update these sizes however you want and include as many sizes as needed. But you also have control over the upcharging of sizes. So if you needed to upcharge for certain sizes, you do have that ability. And you can, of course, set the price for all sizes. So you have control over that. So as far as personalization options, of course, name, number, and then you do get to name your own personalizations, so you can customize the names as needed. But you can also control what types of characters your customers can type in, as well as the amount of characters they can type in. And then you can also assign optional pricing. So if it's included as part of the product price, you don't have to list a price for the customization. Otherwise, of course, put in a value if you want to charge for that. Okay, so as you're adding products to your store, once you're done and that's finalized, you can also click and drag to reorganize your actual list of products. For the final step, this will be kind of the review stage where you can actually send a link to your client so that they can preview the store. Once they've actually approved the store, you could proceed to launch it. There are a few different things that can happen when you launch a store. You can share a link that anyone can get access to the store with using that link.
Okay.
Otherwise, if you have a roster embedded into the store, when you click Launch Store, at that point, everyone would also receive invitations to come in and shop.
If you wanted to hand something out at Team Information Day, what could you hand out?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, of course, for any store, you can generate a flyer such as this one. And what that will do is allow you to select different products that you want to show from the store, but it will also generate a QR code that can be scanned with a smartphone so customers can get in with their phone very easily. They could also type in this short version of the link to get into the store.
But we do offer online support for every shopper, thousands upon thousands of shoppers on our platform every day. And obviously they always have questions. You deal with the public, right? So we do not pretend that we're you. We do not pretend we work for your company. We are simply an online customer support team to help guide, answer the obvious questions, and we're successful at handling about 85% on a daily basis of the most common questions that otherwise they would bother you on. We work with you and you say these are the 5, 7, 15, 3 steps an order goes through in my operation. We get that set up in the platform for you. And then the cool part is, so the typical steps that we would always encourage you to at least set up, items on back order, which you probably don't run into, items being customized, items being shipped. Doesn't matter what those steps are, you get to create them. But what we do encourage you is click on a little box inside this tool, and when an order gets to that stage in your operation, it automatically sends out a shopper alert, a proactive alert we call it, to the shopper, and it lets them know exactly what stage their order is at. And guess what? When that module is activated, which you don't have to activate it, but we encourage everyone to activate it, it cuts down the number of inquiries on that question, what's the status of my order, by more than 50%. Doesn't eliminate it, we never will, but there's nothing cooler than a shopper who's not thinking about anything and gets a pop-up alert that goes, hey, just want to let you know we're decorating your item. It'll be delivered in 5 days. Yeah, so it's a feature we have. It's exclusive to us. It's cool that it's in there. We just wanted to at least mention it. So what Lee's going to do next is, if you got 5 more minutes, we're going to do a quick run-through of that data management piece and the reporting. Headline on it's very simple. So our job is to put all of that terrific information into formats for you that make it easier for you to do the fulfillment piece. So what Lee's going to show you is actually the meat and potatoes of our platform standard report formats, just to give you a feel for the types of reports and the way the data is put up so that it can actually help you run your operation.
So this is an example of the store standard reports. Over here on the left, we have the list of those. And for the full report, it's going to give you the most information. It's going to give you each customer's order as well as what organization they shopped with. So this is the units report, and this will be more of a purchase order type of report. It will give you the quantity of individual sizes and colors for each product. And then, of course, personalization, where you'll see number, name, any other customizations you've included for each product. Well, and FYI, we do support showing the quantity of whole numbers, the original numbers that were inputted, as well as the single digits, so you have counts of those as well. We'll go move on to the receipts report, and I'll just download this. This is a PDF printable version of every customer's order receipt. Of course, they do receive an electronic email confirmation after they place their order. But this is your choice if you wanted to provide a packing slip or a receipt if they're picking up their order.
Now, you mentioned something earlier. I'm just going to address it now, which is every order that through our platform generates an automatic HTML order receipt that goes to the shopper. You have the ability to add hyperlinks or promotional offers inside that receipt as well. So going full circle to the question that you asked, you can also, when that receipt comes through the shopper, put another offer at the bottom on your website, another store if you want, and they can literally click from that order receipt and start shopping on another store if you wanted to.
Okay, and each of these reports can be scheduled to go to any email address that you want. So whoever might need the personalization report, whoever might need the purchase order type of report, you could schedule the report to be sent to them on a periodic basis. So it could be weekly, every Monday at 8 a.m., for instance.
So Bridget's going to set up for the team manager of one of the teams that she volunteers for every Monday morning, 8 o'clock, send out a full detail report so the team manager knows who came in and shopped in the last week.
Okay, and each of these reports can also be customized. So if you need to create a new custom variation, we allow you to eliminate the information you don't need, but also include the information that you want. So here I'm creating more of a customer email and product-based report. So just like that, we have a new report.
So again, you don't have to worry about remembering all this stuff. We'll work with you every step of the way, set up whatever reports work for your operation. The other option relative to the question you posed, we do have a feature called multi-store web page, which you can include multiple stores gathered all together on one web page. If in fact, based on the description you gave me earlier, this would probably be a direction that I would recommend and we could work with you on. Get that custom dedicated domain and then have multi-store web page linked to that. That way you can have one domain that links to multiple stores. the opportunity to actually promote in your son's college in this case, give them alternative stores. And the cool part about this feature is that once you've set up the store, as soon as that store close date comes and passes, it automatically drops off the web page. So it's not something you have to manage ongoing. It's very simple and straightforward. As we did talk about, I remember this, that the more transactions you do, the lower your rate goes. So it's very straightforward. There's no startup fee. There's no subscription fee. There's no limit to how many stores you want to set up. In fact, we encourage you to set up the more stores because your transactions will go higher and your rate goes lower. At some point in time, it might not happen in the first year with you, but you never know based on that story I told you yesterday. I would ask you to consider 3 simple things. Number 1, paper order forms and Excel spreadsheets, how much time are you spending? There is value in time, right?
Oh, yes, there is.
By eliminating that and doing it this way, you can scale your growth. The mistakes that ensue through paper order forms and Excel spreadsheets, especially when people want to change their mind. Change orders are a big part of the business, and if you're currently doing that manually, you will, in fact, lose a lot of money. And the third is...
Yes, we've had that happen before.
Yes, it happens all the time. You factor in those costs, and the third, when you factor in, I will make you this personal promise, you will sell more, and not only more, but up to 35% minimum more, simply by offering an online ordering solution where you put 3 or 4 additional items into a store. And then coming back to that same group a year later, 6 months later, 2 months later, and offering them another store. So making it easy for them to click and shop will make it easier for you to sell more. We do agreements, not contracts. An agreement means you put your initial on a page of an agreement. If it does not work for you at any point in time, there's no cancellation penalty. You're not sinking any upfront money. If this doesn't work for you, we should give you the opportunity to say this doesn't work for me. So with that, I'll send over a copy of what we shared with you today. You'll have my direct personal phone line. You can call me literally 7 days a week, but you can truly call me at any time. And of course, if you have any other questions, you can reach back out to me. We can do another session if you want. Our job is to let you know what we do, and then your job is to figure out if you think it has applicability to your business.
All right, so what do I do to get started if I'm ready?
Well, if you're ready, when I send over a copy of this, I'll list the 6 pieces of information we need from you to populate an agreement. And then you give that back to me, and we'll turn an agreement around. I would normally say within an hour, but I want you to take your time and think about it. Take a look at what we send over. There really is no risk, but don't want to have you rush into it either.